Welcome to Hammer and Steel Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing the ColdSteel Tomahawk Peacepipe. For this review, we wanted to do something a little different for you. We reached out to a local rendezvous man by the name of Steven. Steven has either placed or won in thrown weapon competitions all throughout Utah and Idaho. He has graciously agreed to teach us some of his fundamentals of throwing a tomahawk. So, come along with me and we'll learn something new together. Okay, Steven, so what are the basics of throwing a tomahawk?
Basics of throwing a tomahawk is you want to hit your target.
Okay.
So first of all, as you can see, this is more of a standard issue handle, what would come with a typical tomahawk. I believe it's 22 inches long. The longer the handle, the slower the rotation. As you can see with mine has actually been modified. It has a little bit shorter handle.
So is this your competition thrower? Is that the one?
This is the one I compete with mainly.
How would I set up to start throwing?
Well, obviously start off with your target. You're going to go ahead and walk between 5 and 7 paces. You're going to try to keep your or bend at your elbow and try to keep your wrist straight. And if you can imagine doing a karate chop is the easiest way to think of it. Typically you stand with your feet about shoulder distance apart, and when you're getting ready to throw, you aim at your target and then you bring it back, and when you do, you take a step with your dominant foot, be it left or right. And by doing that, that will help give the tomahawk the momentum it needs in order to reach the target with the proper spin.
Okay, so.
Can't get much better than that.
Awesome.
And cut.
So it's much more about finesse than anything, really.
It truly is. I compete with a friend of mine. Actually, is the one that got us in rendezvous. He's from this area. And it's fun to watch him because when he throws with every muscle in his body. He just throws with all his might, and he sticks it. He does really good. He's gotten a lot worse as he's gotten older, in case you're watching this. But and he knows who he is.
Burying it up to the haft and everything, huh?
Yep.
He just wants to split the wood.
He does. He wants to cut that log.
This is basic back, and I knew that was bad as soon as it came out of my hand.
It's interesting, once you've been throwing for a while, you know exactly when you release it, if that's going to be a good throw or not. When you're throwing, I like to just kind of aim the end of my tomahawk. See, that was a little bit over rotation, but
so you're not even bringing like all the way back. You're just canting back just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you learned something today. Something that became quite obvious was that his throwing axes are much lighter than this axe. This added weight most likely comes from the heavy pipe hammer on the back. Also, this handle is much longer than his axes. To adjust for this, he had me take a half to a full step backwards. Something else that developed was the head came loose on the ColdSteel Tomahawk. Now this might seem like a problem, but every single throwing axe he had loose heads. What he did was flip the axe around like this and hit it on a piece of wood. Like that. This would set your head back on and you were on your way. There is a hex screw on the axe, and throughout the day it came loose and became basically worthless. I was of course not the best student in the world. I threw it in the dirt and hit rocks, hit it with the handle. For abusing the axe so much, I was surprised at how well the edge retained its shape. There is no rolling, there's very little pitting, and I did throw this into rocks a couple times. Now it didn't come with a razor edge, it came with a factory edge. That edge was perfect for throwing into wood blocks and other mediums like the ballistics gel. Now if you would like to have yours sharpened, that is fine. Something that is interesting about this axe though, the secondary bevel that makes up the cutting part of the blade actually is quite acute versus other weapons. Sometimes you'll get a secondary sharpened bevel that's almost at a 45-degree angle like this. This axe, however, has a much more acute bevel on it, more like that kind of shape. This axe does have a hickory handle that has been fashioned into an oval shape, making it quite easy to index where your hand goes for your throw. It also makes aiming a lot easier as well. The axe head is actually made of a 1055 high carbon steel. This axe head is made of a high carbon steel, making it ideal for the abuse you'll put through it. Something else that's very nice about this hawk is it has been forged in a way that it is much stronger than your run-of-the-mill Renaissance fair axe you'll find. Those axes are usually made from like a single piece of steel that's been welded onto a tube and then fashioned to look like an axe. You can tell by the profile of this axe though that it has not been created for that purpose. This axe has been created for the purpose of use. And you can tell this by the gradual expanding of material inside the axe head itself, giving it a lot of support in this area that would sustain a lot of stress. And I just gotta say, it was so much fun to learn how to throw these tomahawks for the first time. I've never done it before, and I want to thank Steven so much for taking the time out of his day to teach us how to use these weapons. It did take most of the day to do, and I know it was hot and we were all kind of miserable, but it was a lot of fun at the same time. So I just want to say thank you, Steven. I'm going to put a link to his Instagram page below. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please go and follow him. He's got some great stuff. He also does falconry, so he has a lot of cool pictures of birds of prey and just a lot of awesome stuff. So go over there and follow him. And also, if you'd like to pick up this item, follow the link below and then mention to the representative that you came from Hammer and Steel Reviews, and they'll give you a 10% discount on your full order. So follow the link below and get an awesome discount. And I want to thank all of you who watch these videos. Without the audience, this YouTube channel would basically be pointless. So I want to thank you guys so much. If you'd like to support the channel, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment, anything that helps let the YouTube algorithms know that we're here so we can get out to more audience so we can start pulling everybody in. Thank you guys so much for being with us today. And as always, may all your days be filled with history.